instantly approved for up to
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight for some Monday night action with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Qualifying has ended, and it is official. Quick time, Frankie Barroso, top of the board. No surprise there. He's going to kick off from the pole position here tonight. As we wait for these guys to grid up and get going, we appreciate you tuning in here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You're watching the Flim Dogs Racing League Wheels America Racing Cup Series. right, we are just about ready to roll here, folks. It is grid time. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, starting lineup for the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. On the front row in the pole position in the number 12 machine, Frankie Barroso. On his outside there in row number 1, his teammate with Harpoon Design on the car as well, Steve Tucker. Jumping on back into row number 2 on the inside, going to be the number 5 machine, William Robbins on his outside, the 54, Brian Burchett. Row number 3 on the inside, he's one to watch tonight. He's the dirtiest driver in the business, the 23, bump and run, Jesse Becker. On his outside, the 09, Derek Fox. As we head back into row number 4 on the inside, going to be the number 16 machine, Landon Bednar's on his outside, the 7, Michael James. Row number 5 on the inside, going to be the 31, Brandon Shelton on his outside, the 82, Matt Opplinger. Row number 6 on the inside, it's going to be the 88 machine, Matthew Fleming on his outside, the 8, Dennis Hansen. Jumping on back into row number 7 on the inside, Joseph Neely in the 39 on his outside, the 20, Chris Essery. Row number 8 on the inside, Christian Taylor in the 45 on his outside, the 24, J.R. Schomburg. Row number 9 on the inside, going to be the 73, Justin Malarkey, the 25 of Paul Shaw. As we head back into row 10, Dakota Collins on the inside, Cody Keller on the outside, and in row 11, all to himself. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back. It is the weapon, Kerwin Marshall. There is tonight's starting lineup. We are bunched up and ready to roll. 21 cars here on the track tonight as the pace truck is in. Field is set here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet, off your seat, green flag in the air at Charlotte. Out front, it's Barroso from the pole position on the inside line with his teammate Steve Tucker right to his outside, trying to hold on to that second position. Going down the backstretch there, Barroso still out front with Steve Tucker right on his tail, followed by Robbins, Burchett, and Becker to round out the top 5. Looks like we have 34 laps here for stage number 1. And then stage 2 we're going to have at lap 70 as well. So there's your stages tonight here. 140 laps here on the world #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. Going to be a good one here tonight. These guys racing hard. Hopefully it's a lot cleaner than we had 1 week ago as they were junking it. I think we had nearly 20 cautions last week. It was at least 19. Maybe our statistician in the chat can confirm. Connor Gerard, that's you. How many cautions did we have last week? Do you remember? Still clean and green here tonight at Charlotte as they rip it around this 1.5 mile track. Let's jump to the field just a little bit, see what we got going on here. Joseph Neely running in the 12th position after starting 13th. He's gained a spot. But folks, your hard charger so far, take a guess at who it is, ladies and gentlemen. The weapon, Kerwin Marshall. He's up to 17th after starting all the way back in 21st. Christian Taylor hard into the wall. That 45 of Christian Taylor might be junk. Let's hop on board with the weapon of Kerwin Marshall. Pulls to the outside, says, get out of the way, Christian. You're slow. You're junk. Later, loser. Kerwin Marshall up to 16. But we jump back up front. Frankie Barroso, your race leader in that number 12 machine. He has been bad fast all season long. Can he bring home yet another victory here in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series? Checking out the chat here. We got Bugs here tuned in with Connor Gerard. myself in the chat. Who else we got? Plenty of others. We appreciate you folks tuning in, spending your Monday night right here on the world's #1 streaming service. That's right, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here with our great fans at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got a much cleaner race than we had last week. Last week we were over at Nashville Super Speedway, and boy, what a terrible race that was, folks. I'm going to call it what it is. That race was absolutely horrible, but things are looking good here as we are into lap number 7, and we're hopping on board with Bump and Run Jesse Becker, currently in the 6th position out of Southport, North Carolina. In the chat, Connor Gerard saying the 48's looking to win tonight. I agree with you, Connor. Kerwin Marshall up 5 spots. He is heading towards the front. And I tell you what, these guys don't get out of the way. He might just junk them. He is not afraid to wreck somebody. Kerwin Marshall. Meanwhile, back in the 3rd position, Brian Burchett in that 54 machine. Boy, what a good season it has been for Mr. Brian Burchett. He is trying to continue his momentum here at Charlotte. Steve Tucker maintains that 2nd spot with Frankie Barroso ahead of him, and dropping back here in the 4th position, William Robbins in that number 5 machine. He has been liking the top here, it appears. So William Robbins is going to be ripping that high side here tonight. We're going to see how that plays out as we jump back to the 5th position of Derek Fye in that 09 machine. Good run so far for Mr. Derek Fye. Time to bring up, though, folks, your Hutchinson Motorsports TV hard charger board. Right now, it's a tie between Kerwin Marshall, the weapon, and Matthew Fleming. Fleming sitting in the 7th position. He's gained 4 spots since the start of this race. Meanwhile, Brandon Shelton in the 10th position out of Maryland in that number 31 machine. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here tonight. As he started in 9th, he has worked back to a spot to 10th. No cautions just quite yet. These guys look to be running a clean race tonight. We do have a couple of stage breaks here later on that you can definitely count on. So it's definitely going to be a green to checkered run here for at least stage number 1. Again, 34 laps, we'll call it. They call it 35 in this league, but they actually throw the cautions at the start of the lap they list, so it's really 34 laps. Checking out the chat, though, we got Z-Mead tuned in. He is pulling for the weapon of Kerwin Marshall. Says the 48 just got back from vacation, and he is feeling refreshed. Good to hear. Kerwin Marshall, he was kicked back, relaxed. I believe he was over in, what did he say, the Bahamas? You guys can confirm maybe. But Z-Mead tuned in here tonight. We got Garrett in the chat. Says the 48's looking spicy. I'd be sweating it if I was in front of him. Definitely agree, Garrett. He is known to junk a racer or two, and it is entertaining to watch. The weapon of Kerwin Marshall. Bugs here in the chat says he's pulling for Chris Essery. Grandma and Grandpa are watching. So Bugs here in the chat pulling for Chris Essery. Let's take a look at what Chris Essery is doing here tonight. Sitting in the 11th spot. Bugs here pulling for him. Here he is in the DeWalt number 20 machine out of Bakersfield, California. Chris Essery. Looks like he's in a door-to-door battle for that 11th position with the 31 machine of Brandon Shelton. Meanwhile, we got a car kind of blinking a little bit. That's Michael James having some connection issues. Hopefully those play out here for us, but we are still clean and green here at Charlotte with Frankie Barroso, your race leader, out front. 0.8 of a second separates him and Steve Tucker. Tucker's ripping the bottom while the 5 machine of Robbins is really liking that top lane here at Charlotte. Let's hop on board with the 5 of William Robbins. There you have it, a battle for the second position. William Robbins trying to find a way around Steve Tucker. Meanwhile, Matt Opplinger, he's lost 4 spots since the start of this race. Starting the 10th position, here he is running 14th. Not gonna lie, folks, that Mountain Dew 82 machine out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, might be junk here tonight. Speaking of junk, Dakota Collins running 20th. Well, folks, that's not even last, because I'll tell you who's in last right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Battle for Last Award goes none other than to Christian Taylor. I tell you what, folks, this right here is why Christian Taylor is usually in the booth and not on the track. This guy is slow, this guy is junk, and this guy is running last. Christian Taylor in the DraftKings 45 machine, dead last. Frankie Barroso still out front by 1.1 seconds ahead of William Robbins, who has taken over that second spot. And right behind him, Matthew Fleming working through the field here. He is your hard charger. Fleming up 8 positions since the start of this race. He is definitely on the move here tonight, and we are over halfway done with stage number 1 here in the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're watching the Wheels America Racing Cup Series here tonight on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Folks, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Let us know in the chat who you pulling for, who's going to win this thing, who's going to junk it, all that good stuff. Let us know in the chat so we can keep up to date with what the fans are pulling for. While we're still clean and green, we're going to take a short break and be right back, and we're going to play a little Hutchinson Motorsports TV intro, outro for you. We didn't have a chance to play it early on. Our friends over at Juicy Spider Studios put this together for us. Take a look. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. We are back here at Charlotte. Nothing's changed out front. Frankie Barroso, still your race leader, has about a 1.4 second gap on a new second place car. Matthew Fleming, who has gained 9 positions since the start of this race. He did not qualify well, but he's definitely got some top-notch speed here tonight at Charlotte. Fleming up to second, all the way from 11th. Brian Burchett sitting in the 3rd position in the number 54 machine. Good run so far for Mr. Brian Burchett. Dropping back to 4th here, William Robbins, and into 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look. It is bump and run Jesse Becker. Jesse is really good here at Charlotte, not going to lie. I'm not too shocked. Good run so far for Jesse. You know, Connor in the chat says, I'm surprised Jesse is doing well here. Well, Connor, you may not notice this, but Jesse is actually a fairly talented racer, all jokes aside. Now, I'm going to be honest, Christian Taylor, his teammate, not so much. And if you don't believe me, folks, here's proof. Christian Taylor running dead last in the 21st position. This 45 machine, he's slow, he's junk, he's in the back. My, oh my. Junk. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, with 5 to go here in stage number 1. This is his stage to win, unless there's a caution. Doesn't really seem like anybody's got a shot at this 12 car here tonight. But it's going to be interesting, though, once this stage comes out and bunches everybody up. Matthew Fleming definitely has some top-notch speed sitting in that 2nd position. Danielle Taylor in the chat. Uh-oh, Danielle busted me for calling out Christian Taylor. I'm in trouble, folks. We got Cam Fallon in the chat, says Marshall come back. Kerwin Marshall currently sitting in the 18th position here, up 3 spots since the start of this race, started dead last. So this 48 machine, the weapon of Kerwin Marshall, trying to figure out a way to get up front. He hasn't even wrecked anybody yet, folks. What is he waiting for? The Prime 48 machine, he's losing fans every lap he goes around here and doesn't junk a race car. Meanwhile, Steve Tucker, after starting 2nd, has been hemorrhaging spots. He's all the way back to 7th here. Looks like he's about to get past another time or 2 as well. Chris Essery's looking to get to his outside. Steve Tucker is slow right now. He is junk. He's headed straight to the back. Steve Tucker, please report to the rear. There he goes. Brian Burchett sitting in 3rd with Jesse Becker knocking on the door right there. Jesse's trying to work himself into a podium finish for this stage, as there's just 2 laps left to go here in stage number 1 with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series in the San Antonio Karting Complex, 210 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Logan Feshishin in the chat says Christian is busy looking at the infield Christmas lights. I could definitely see that. But white flag is in the air here for the stage. Jesse Becker knocking on the door trying to take over that 3rd spot, but Frankie Barroso out front down the backstretch for the final time in stage number 1 with a 2.2 second lead. We are going green to checkered here in stage number 1. Looks like Jesse's not going to have enough to find a way around Brian Burchett. It looks like he's going to pull up beside him. Not going to be enough. Green and white checkered out in the air. It's going to be Frankie Barroso, your stage 1 winner. There's the caution. So there you have it. First caution of the night comes at the end of stage number 1. Frankie Barroso takes home the green and white checkered flag. He is your stage winner. Let's pull him in here for a quick interview real fast, folks. Frankie, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, good run for you. You led every lap there in stage number 1, and you end up bringing home the big stage win.
Yeah, pretty straightforward stage 1. Led all the laps and had a little bit of a challenge from Steve, but it looked like he faded pretty bad. But it's going to be interesting how tonight's going to play out. Track's changing, and we'll just see how everything goes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think happened there with your teammate Steve Tucker? After starting second, finishes ninth in the stage. Seemed like he was just hemorrhaging spots there every lap at the end.
My guess would be he didn't save enough tire. That would be my guess, but not really sure. But that would be my guess. It is going to be tough for tires tonight. We got about a second of fall off, I think, but it falls off pretty quick. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it plays out. But we wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and hopefully you don't make any pit road mistakes.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Best of luck. There's Frankie Barroso, your stage 1 winner here tonight as they head down pit road, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be right back. We are back here at Charlotte. Your front row, it's going to be Frankie Barroso on the inside with Matthew Fleming on the outside. Keep an eye on that 88 car, folks. Matthew Fleming, he is your hard charger. He started all the way back in the 11th position. He is up to second. So he's definitely got some speed. So we're going to see how this plays out here. But Frankie Barroso's dominated this race from the start. We're going to have our second stage go underway this time around. We've had no wrecks or incidents at all here tonight. Row number 2, it's going to be Jesse Becker on the inside with Brian Burchett on the outside. But we are lined up, ready to roll. Pace truck going to take the hard left into pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, as they roll into the juicy Spider restart zone, the fans are on their feet, off their seats. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. Frankie Barroso with a good jump with Jesse Becker getting right there behind him. So Becker up to the second spot. That's his best position of the evening. That's going to move the 88 of Fleming into third with William Robbins in the fourth position. Brian Burchett rounds out your top 5 here. Caution's out, folks. Matt Opplinger is junked. Kerwin Marshall, the weapon involved. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Let's see what happened here. What did the weapon of Kerwin Marshall do this time? We know he's never making friends out here. Let's see if this is his fault. All right. Take a look. So we're in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam. We're going to play this right here. Take a look at the 48 there at the bottom, middle of your screen, kind of. In the prime 48 machine, looks to the outside. He was not clear. Goes up, 100% his fault. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why they call him the weapon. Kerwin Marshall out here junking some race cars. Just like old time's sake, we are glad to have the 48 of Kerwin Marshall back on the track tonight. So that's going to be our second caution of the evening here. 140 laps around the speedway tonight. This is our second stage of the evening. We're going to throw another caution at the start of lap 70. So about 30 laps left to go until stage 2 ends. So a long way to go. Folks, we're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Larry McReynolds has a quick message first.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
We are back here at Charlotte, folks. They are lined up and ready to roll. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, he's going to take the high line this time, so that's going to move the 23 of Jesse Becker down to the bottom. As they roll down the backstretch, we're going to be getting the green flag this time around. The start of stage 2, we had a little incident there. The 48 of Kerwin Marshall, he was not clear, goes straight up into Matt Oplinger, ends up junking it. But we appreciate you folks tuning in. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the Wheels America Racing Cup Series here tonight with the Flim Dogs Racing League on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Tonight's race is the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Frankie Barroso's led every single lap so far. Let's see if anybody can challenge him to change that. As the pace truck is in, field is set. They're rolling into the juicy Spider restart zone. The fans are still up. They're on their feet. They're off their seats. Green flag back in the air once again at Charlotte. Door-to-door battle for the second position. Jesse Becker trying to hold off the 5 machine of William Robbins for that spot in second. Jesse Becker covers up there, holds off the 5 machine of Robbins. He falls in the line, so that's going to move Robbins into third, Fleming fourth, and now we got a battle for the 5th position between Chris Essery on the outside and Brian Burchett on the inside. Connor Gerard in the chat's pulling for Jesse Becker here tonight. Taking a look here, Justin Malarkey. Oh, hang on, they are not stage 1 winner. Let me clear that off there for you. Sorry about that. Nonetheless, the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania native, Justin Malarkey in the 7th position here after starting all the way back in the 17th spot. He is up to 6th now, actually, so 11 spots gained for Justin Malarkey. Looks to be making moves here tonight. But right in front of him, Joseph Mealy up to 4th after starting all the way back in 13th. Mealy is on the move in that number 39 Zen Machine. William Robbins is taking over the 2nd spot from Jesse Becker. So that moves Becker into 3rd, Robbins into 2nd. We got some battles back here. Derek Fye looking to the outside here for a battle in the 7th position with Chris Essery. Steve Tucker sitting in a modest 10th position after qualifying well. He dropped like a rock at the end there of stage number 1. Looks like he burnt his tires up early, so he's trying to do a better job at saving tires this go round. Good, clean racing here tonight. We just had that one incident as well as a stage break. So 2 cautions so far. One of them was scheduled. Been all green flag racing ever since. As we go back to the number 8 machine of Dennis Ansman cruising in the 17th spot. He started 12th. He's back to 17th. He's heading straight to the back. We'll go drop back a little bit further. Matt Opplinger, he's running in the 20th position. Folks, that is not good. There's 21 cars out there. Matt Opplinger, he's in 20th. He's slow, he's junk, got Mountain Dew on the car, and he needs to get on the gas. Meanwhile, Michael James up here battling, currently in the 9th position, looking to find a way around the 09 machine of Derek Fye as he makes the pass on the 20 of Chris Essery. Once again, we appreciate you folks tuning in, spending your Monday night right here on the world's #1 streaming service. That's right, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are on lap number 15 out of 35 here in stage number 2. These guys continue to battle, still clean and green. We go back out front. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, here in the lap 16 of the stage. Not even halfway done with this race, folks. We'll hit the halfway point of the race about the end of stage number 2. So that goes to show still a long way to go here as William Robbins trying to reel in that race leader of Frankie Barroso. Meanwhile, though, Justin Malarkey has worked himself up to 4th out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. He started back again in the 17th position, up 13 spots at the start of this race. Looks like a matter of time before he gets around that 23 machine of Jesse Becker. Malarkey looks to the outside, down the backstretch. Looks like he's got the spot. Jesse Becker's fallen all the way back to the 6th position. We know he's trying to conserve some tire, but hopefully he's not kind of sandbagging too much. We're going to see how this plays out for Jesse Becker. We saw him up to the 2nd position on this restart, falling back a few more into the 6th. We got some good battles back here. Looks like nearly a 3-wide battle. Cody Keller involved between Dennis Ansman behind him, and then he's got Steve Tucker and Michael James directly in front of him. Let's hop on board with Cody Keller in that 2 machine. Lots of close battles here at Charlotte. Looks like the draft is definitely kind of helping these guys out to keep them together, it appears. But it's definitely not the most important thing because we've seen Frankie Barroso up and leave the pack. So it's definitely not a draft race, but it does not hurt to be able to get that draft run, especially down that long, straight back stretch. Chris Essery, we know he's got the grandparents tuned in here tonight. Right now, sitting in the 9th position, has about 5 cars surrounded around him. It is a hornet's nest of cars. You can throw a blanket over about 6 of them. Hopping on board here, Derek Fye in the 9th spot, looking underneath Chris Essery. Steve Tucker still cruising in the 10th position after starting 2nd here tonight. He has kind of found his groove. At least he's staying consistent for now. Doing a better job at saving tires this go-round. While Frankie Barroso continues to lead the pack, 13 laps left to go here, stage number 2. We're going to take a short break and be right back. Don't you worry, though. See you here in a moment. Hutchison Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll be right back. Never mind, caution is out, folks. Let's see what happened. Matt Opplinger, Christian Taylor, they're jumped. Oh, not clear. Christian Taylor in a battle basically for last. Matt Opplinger, for the 2nd time, somebody tries to clear themselves over his nose, and he was not clear. Christian Taylor, in a battle for basically last, junks it. Well, there you have it. That's going to bring out the caution, and now we are going to take a quick break. So we will be right back. Don't you click that dial and go anywhere. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel, Hutchison Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. We are back here at the Wheels America Racing Cup Series, San Antonio Karting Complex 210. We are lined up and ready to roll. These guys are good to go as the pace truck's going to take the hard left and head down pit road. Looks like nobody really went down pit road except in the back. So the pace truck is in the front row. It's going to be Frankie Barroso on the outside, William Robbins on the inside as they roll into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Here's Charlotte. Big shout out to all our fans popping in here, spending their Monday night on the world's #1 streaming service with the GOAT. Yours truly, Blake Hutchinson, in the booth with our wonderful fans here tonight. And folks, looks like Matt Opplinger just junked it. We're still green, though. So we are still green. Matt Opplinger is junk. Oh, Steve Tucker just right hooks him, or left hooks him. Oh, my. Steve Tucker just flat out dumped him. Might have been intentional. I think it was. See this one more time here, folks. Take a look. You be the judge. Steve Tucker just left hooks him, says, get out of the way, loser. Poor Matt Opplinger. I tell you what, this guy's been junked 3 times tonight. None of them have really been his fault. But the green flag's still out with your race leader, Frankie Barroso, out front. We got some battles in the back here. Derek 5 looks to the inside of Chris Essery in the 20 machine for 7th position. Meanwhile, Jesse Becker cruising in the 9th position. I tell you what, this guy's out here breaking hard to the fans. The Hutchinson Motorsports TV faithful, they were pulling for Jesse Becker after showing some early speed. And right now, the 23 machine is junk, and the caution is out. Dakota Collins involved. Let's take a look. My, Steve Tucker's out here junking everybody. What is this guy doing? Get this guy off the track. We might have a new weapon, folks. It's Steve Tucker. Let's take a look. My goodness, this guy is out here killing people. The 1 machine of Tucker. He gets into the wall. He sees Dakota Collins. Tucker's back here battling for last. Goes down the track. Okay, well, never mind. The 11 actually comes up into him, and then Steve Tucker pays him back by right hooking him. So, folks, so I'm going to play this out one more time. So what happens is the 11 gets into Steve Tucker. Steve Tucker not happy. Kind of pulls an Austin Dillon move. Or I'm sorry, a Austin Hill move. Then he right hooks him right there. So let's take a look. Let's hop in Steve Tucker's car. See if we can maybe see Steve take a hard left to junk him. No, I don't think it was intentional. But, hey, for the show, we'll say it was. So caution's back out here. These guys keep junking it. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. We're in the lap number 64 out of 140 as they all looking to come down pit road. No, they don't. Little trick move there. Looks like Joseph Mealy going to take the call down pit road, though. Interesting decision there. Mealy, the only one down pit road, essentially. I'm sure we'll see some stragglers in the back maybe take the call, but all the rest of the front runners elect to stay out. We're going to take a quick break before we get back going. We appreciate you popping in, folks. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in a moment. We are back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 here with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Frankie Barroso, he's led every lap so far. As we are bunched up and ready to roll, he's going to kick off from the bottom line this time with the 5 machine of William Robbins looking up top. Pace truck is in, field is set as they roll into the juicy spatter restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. The 88 of Matthew Fleming right on the back bumper. He's going to take over that second spot. So right behind Frankie Barroso, Matthew Fleming takes over the second spot. For now, that moves William Robbins into third, Justin Malarkey fourth, and Brian Burchett rounding out your top 5. Meanwhile, we got some hard racing back here. Let's pop on board with Michael James as they're looking 3 wide in front of him almost. Door-to-door battle here from about 10th to 15th. J.R. Schomburg currently right smack dab in the middle of it in the 24 machine. Look out, Steve Tucker's underneath him, and he is out here looking for blood. Steve Tucker in that 1 machine wants to jump some more race cars. Here comes Tucker. You better look out. I tell you what, if you don't get out of the way, Tucker will turn you. The 31 of Brandon Shelton better be aware of who's knocking on the door behind him. Meanwhile, out front, Frankie Barroso and Matthew Fleming both just put down a 29.43 lap time. That goes to show you, we have had no tire fall off this entire run. We've had a few cautions during this stage break, and these guys are putting down the fastest lap of the entire race at the end of the stage. So that kind of tells you what's going on here. And it looks like that's going to be the end of stage number 2. Frankie Barroso takes home the stage number 2, so he's going to sweep the stages. We're not going to interview him, folks. We already talked to him. I'm sure nothing really changed up there. So we're going to bunch them up, do it again. This is caution number 5. 2 of them have been planned, though. So we will be right back. Don't you click that dial. Click that like button, though. Subscribe to the channel. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, Wheels America Racing Cup Series action. We'll be right back. We are back here at Charlotte. Stage 2 is over, and folks, we are good to go. No more planned cautions the rest of the way. Still about 67, 68 laps left to go here as we roll into lap 74. We got a new race leader on a pit strategy. Steve Tucker takes over the top spot after pitting back on lap 58. We're going to see how this strategy plays out. You know, there is some tire fall off. Not sure how this is going to play out, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't blame Steve, though, for trying something different. Looks like Joseph Mealy and Christian Taylor are also on a similar strategy. So Joseph Mealy, he pit on lap 92. Christian Taylor pit on lap 83. But again, Steve Tucker back all the way on lap 74. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Take that back. Joseph Mealy pit on lap 64. Christian Taylor pit on lap 64 as well, with Steve Tucker in 58. Looking at the wrong category there, but the pace truck is in. Field is set as they roll into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag is back in the air once again. So Frankie Barroso has to work through a little bit of traffic here as a handful of cars stayed out, trying to flip the stage to gain some track position. Let's see how long it takes Barroso to get back out front. But for now, Steve Tucker, your race leader. Joseph Mealy second. Christian Taylor third. So curious to see how this strategy plays out for those that stayed out. You know, I don't blame them again, especially Christian Taylor. He was running in the back, really had nothing to lose. So he pits on one of those late cautions before the stage break. Elects to stay out after the stage, so he gets the track position, but Taylor drops back to the 5th position for now. So for now, Steve Tucker going to use some clean air with 65 laps left to go. These guys definitely all going to have to pit one more time. See how long they want to stretch it out. My guess is they're going to want to cut this in half. Probably pit around, if this thing stays green somehow the rest of the way, I'd say around 105 to 110 would be my guess, would be the ideal pit stop. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out with pit cycles. And Joseph Mealy just put down the fastest lap of the race, folks, a 29.39. Joseph Mealy in second. We drop back in the field a little bit. Landon Bednar's in the 12th position with the Wise Owl Wash number 16 machine. Looks like we got a little bit of trouble back there. The 2 gets into the wall a little bit. Brian Burchett just jumped it, I think. Take a look at what happened. Burchett jumps to the pits. Let's see. I have no clue. He might have disconnected or something. I have no clue. Brian Burchett, he has disappeared. So that's unfortunate. It was a good night early on for Mr. Burchett. Now he's done. I'll tell you who has not been a good night for. I'm not impressed whatsoever with this guy right here. He was running good early on. Now he's junk. Jesse Becker runs 14th right now. Get this guy off the track. We ought to find him. I might just do that, folks. I might find him here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV for his lack of driving skills. Jesse Becker running in the 15th position. Get on the gas, Jesse. But for now, the dominant car of the race all night long has been Frankie Barroso. He saw a couple of guys flip the stage and they steal the lead from him. Let's see if Barroso can find a way back out front with just 61 laps left to go here in the San Antonio Karting Complex 210. Folks, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, here with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Not much else going on as we got some battles here around the 12th position. Cody Keller looking to the outside. Connor Gerard in the chat says, let Jesse cook, Blake. It's all part of the plan. I don't know, Connor. Jesse Becker, he's currently in 16th. This guy's dropping like a rock. Straight to the rear he goes. Jesse Becker, please report to the rear. But Joseph Mealy continues to reel in Steve Tucker, trying to take over that top spot out of Schenectady, New York. Joseph Mealy, fastest car on the track right now, it appears. He is not worried about saving tires here at Charlotte. He is ripping it around that top line. Joseph Mealy on the back bumper of Steve Tucker. Mealy looking to the inside as Tucker trying to side draft him the best he can. Door to door coming out of the corner. Looks like they get a little bit connected there, but nothing too bad. This is exactly what Frankie Barroso wants to see. These two side by side slowing each other down. Barroso's going to start to reel them both in. We're on board our third place car. Frankie Barroso, you're watching out of his front windshield with Steve Tucker on the top side and Joseph Mealy on the bottom. Nothing brewing there. Mealy's going to fall in a line as Steve Tucker holds on to the race lead. Roy Poilski in the chat. Appreciate you popping in here, Roy. You're watching some Wheels America Racing Cup Series action. They're in the next gen here at Charlotte. It is the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 here tonight. And Jesse Becker, I have radioed down to the car. I said, Jesse, quit screwing around. Get on the gas. And he has taken it to heart, folks. He's looking to take over the 11th position. Jesse Becker looks to move back towards the front. I told Jesse if he wasn't up to 10th by 50 laps left to go, he was getting a fine here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. So he's going to try to avoid that fine here as he takes over 11th from his teammate, Christian Taylor. Meanwhile, the Miami, Florida native, Frankie Barroso, still in the third with Matthew Fleming behind him in fourth. William Robbins rounding out your top five in that number 5 machine. Been a solid run tonight for William Robbins. Been sitting top 5 essentially all night long. Right behind him, you got Justin Malarkey in the 73 machine. He's gained 11 spots since the start of this race, so he is on the move. Derek Fye in 7th. Solid night. He's been right around there all evening long with Brandon Shelton sitting in 8th. Chris Essery 9th. And then rounding out your top 10, Michael James in the number 9 machine. Still clean and green here at Charlotte with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service. Monday night action here with the Flim Dogs Racing League Wheels America Racing Cup Series once again here at Charlotte. Be sure, folks, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. And we are back here at Charlotte. We got some new fans in the chat. Yusuf Gregory pulling for the weapon of Kerwin Marshall. And folks, new race leader just like that. Frankie Barroso takes over the top spot. He has been the dominant car all evening long, and he is back out front after having to work through a little bit of traffic. But we also have Anna Alessandro in the chat. Die-hard fan of Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Anna's starting to not miss a single race. Just like Connor Gerard. I tell you what, Connor never misses a race here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And then also, we got Roy Paelski. He's kind of in the same boat. So those three might be the new GOATs of Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Connor Gerard, Anna Alessandro, and Roy Paelski. Appreciate you guys popping in here, spending your Monday night, watching some Wheels America racing action. We're in a lap number 94 out of 140 here tonight in the San Antonio Karting Complex, 210. Again, it's Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Joseph Mealy second, followed by Matthew Fleming rounding out the top three. And we got a battle brewing for the fourth position. Steve Tucker looking to drop here quickly. Remember, though, Steve Tucker, he stayed out there on old tires on the last stage break. So he's got, I don't know, let's see, his last pit lap was lap 58. Everybody else came down lap 71. So he's got 13 lap old tires compared to everybody. Not really a bold move, especially after stage one when he dropped like a rock and failed to save much tire. But it was worth a shot because he was stuck in the back, was trying to gain some track position. So this still might work out for him. He's probably going to pit here in the next 5 to 10 laps, I would guess. Yusuf Gregory in the chat says it's a boring game. Oh, he's watching the Steelers NFL Monday night game. Steelers are winning. I'm not even sure who they're playing, so you'll have to let us know more info there, Greg. I haven't really been following. I just watch the Bears games every week, and that's about it. And then I root for the other teams in the NFC North to lose, and they did this week. So it was a good week overall for my Chicago Bears as Frankie Barroso continues to lead. Meanwhile, we drop back to 9th. Chris Essery sitting in the top 10. Jesse Becker has taken over the 10th position, and I don't have to find him anymore, folks. That is good to know. Jesse almost had a hefty fine here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I told him if he didn't get to the top 10 by 50 laps left to go, he was getting fined, and it's close enough. We'll cut him some slack here. Jesse Becker, no fine tonight. One guy I am considering fining, I haven't thought about it yet, though, folks, is this guy right here, Christian Taylor, sitting in the 14th position. He continues to fall through the field with the weapon of Kerwin Marshall, reeling him in. Roy Paelski says, how about them Bears? I agree, Roy. Well said, bud. While you're tuned in, though, click that like button for us, folks. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Let us know who you're pulling for. Who's going to junk these race cars out here tonight? Still have 42 laps left to go here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Time to pop up to the Harpoon Design blimp, folks. Paint start at just $25. Head on over harpoondesign.com. Brantley Roden, he is the #1 ranked painter on tradingpaints.com. So if you're looking for a paint scheme, let's say you're not very fast, you know. If you're out there, you're slow, you're in the back, you may as well look fast. So get with Brantley Roden. They start at just $25. He can hook you up with any paint scheme. If it's anything NASCAR related or even dirt car, Brantley will do it. Yeah, you just head on over to the website, harpoondesign.com, fill out the form, and he will get back to you, usually within a business day. Only place I ever get paints anymore, folks. Tell you what. Nobody else can compare. But Frankie Barroso's back out front, about a second lead on Joseph Mealy with 39 laps left to go here in the San Antonio Karting Complex, 210. Anna Alessandro saying she wants Connor to send her some cookies. I agree, Anna. Well said. Looks like we got about 20 fans tuned in here right now watching some Wheels America racing action here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We only have 6 likes, folks. So the math does not math for me. If you're tuned in and watching, click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Justin Malarkey down pit road. Pretty good race here tonight. We had a handful of cautions from some tough restart incidents, but ever since then, we've been clean and green. And folks, take a look at the weapon of Kerwin Marshall. Currently in the 13th position, the Amazon Prime 48 machine is out here looking to junk some race cars. Let's hop on board. Looks like I just received word over the radio that 20 of Chris Essery down pit road this time, and there he goes. So the pit cycle has officially started. Steve Tucker down pit road. There's no shock there. Steve was out there on older tires at the start of that run, so he's going to elect to head down here with 36 laps left to go. When does your race leader, though, Frankie Barroso, elect to come down pit road? Couple things to think about, though, here, folks, because, you know, you pit early, you're probably going to fall a lap down if people stay out. But if you stay out too long, there is some tire fall off right now. Frankie Barroso's last lap around the track looks to have been a 30.7. And his fast lap was a 29.4. So that's a 1.3 second fall off. So essentially, folks, every lap that you stay out there longer than everybody else, you're losing over a second. Usually can gain a lot of it back on the back end, but definitely can lose a lot of track position if you stretch out this green flag run too long. So there's definitely a fine line. You don't want to pit too early. You don't want to pit too late. We're going to see who elects to come down pit road this time. It looks like we got Christian Taylor and Kerwin Marshall at the moment down pit road. So with 34 laps left to go here tonight, Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Again, Joseph Mealy still second, followed by Matthew Fleming, William Robbins, Derek Fye, rounding out your top 5. Here comes Derek Fye, though, down pit road out of York, South Carolina. He's going to get 4 fresh tires and some 4 fresh Goodyears and some Sunoco fuel. I would imagine I'd say by the time we get to 30 to go, most of these guys are going to be down pit road unless somebody wants to try an alternate strategy. One option would be to stay out as long as you can and then go down pit road, maybe get 2 tires and some fuel. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw somebody try that strategy out. But I think the smart move if you're up front right now is just to get 4 fresh tires, not do anything too cute. But now the people who are sitting around 10th or so before this pit cycle, they might want to elect to try something out like that. So we'll just have to wait and see how this goes. As Barroso's going to stay out there here with 31 laps left to go. Joseph Mealy and William Robbins continue to battle side by side for second. And here comes Matthew Fleming down pit road. He was in the 4th position. Dennis Ansman down pit road as well, getting some service. So we have 10 cars still out on the track that need to pit. When are they going to elect to come down pit road here, running out of time? Race leader, though, Frankie Barroso, he's not going down yet. Roy Pielski in the chat, Connor Gerard says, they're sugar cookie fans. Let us know in the chat what kind of cookies do you prefer here during the holidays as Joseph Mealy heads down pit road. So as we watch the stragglers elect to come down pit road here in the next handful of laps, we're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to want to see the finish of this one, the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are back, folks. We got some junk race cars. Caution is out. Steve Tucker is junk. Let's see what happened. My, oh my. Let's take a look at this here. All right, so take a look right here. Let's hop up to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam. Here it is. Oh, man. 24 says he was trying to pit. He pulls a Ty Dillon here, honestly. 24 is blaming Steve Tucker for this incident, folks. You be the judge. What do you guys think in the chat? Let us know. Let me find the 24 here. J.R. Schomburg here. So here he is. So he says he's pitting from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Well, he's in the middle of the track right now. And then Steve Tucker's there. He's junk. The 09 involved as well. So, folks, I mean, I get it. You want to stay on the surface to get a run in the pit road. But, I mean, you just can't pit from the middle of the track. You need to try to get down on the apron. But nonetheless, that's going to bring out the caution here. Timely caution there for Landon Bednarz. Well, not so timely, honestly. He's not really going to gain anything as everybody else is basically on the lead lap. So, actually, he is. Never mind. So, a lot of these guys going to get the wave around. I don't know what's happening. We'll bunch this back together here when we get back from break, and we will let you know how things are going. Don't you touch that dial, though. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back. Hutchinson Motorsports TV finish coming up next. Only about 20 laps left to go.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright, and the stands are packed.
We are back here at Charlotte, folks. About 21 laps left to go. Landon Bednarz takes over the race lead after electing not to pit. It works out for him, folks. Pace truck is in. Field is set. Into the juicy Spider restart zone they go here at Charlotte for the San Antonio Karting Complex 210. Green flag back in the air. Good jump there from the outside line. Uh-oh, Frankie Barroso gets a little bit of door action there from the 39 Amelie, and William Robbins going to take over the race lead for the first time of the night. Joseph Mealy looks to the outside to get around Landon Bednarz. He wants to take over the second spot. Looks like he's going to do so. Door to door, they go in a side-by-side battle for fifth. Matthew Fleming and Frankie Barroso are trying to junk each other, it looks like. Landon Bednarz gets shipped up to the top there. Frankie Barroso driving aggressive here. He might junk somebody. Hard racing here with just 20 laps left to go. Barroso gets into the 88. Hard to the wall goes Fleming, and they're junked. Caution is out. Frankie Barroso, you know what, folks? Frankie's normally a calm, cool, and collected driver. I'm not going to lie. He's kind of driving like an idiot out there. You know, people are going to blame netcode on this, but I don't at all. Take a look at this. So, look, yeah, technically it's a little netcode, but he's going to drive into him either way, in my opinion. Yeah, see that? Definitely hits him. So he's going to hit him nonetheless. Frankie Barroso 100% causes that wreck. Junks Joseph Fye. Junks Matthew Fleming. Barroso, for the last 2 laps, kind of hitting everything out there. So he got exactly what he was asking for. Frankie Barroso, you're junked. Caution is out. That changes everything, folks. With the 88 and the 12 machine basically out of this race, they were 2 of the favorites here tonight. Now, William Robbins is the point man with Joseph Mealy second, Landon Bednarz third, Jesse Becker fourth, and Justin Malarkey rounding out the top 5. Let's jump on over. We may as well take a quick break and digest what all happened. Don't you go anywhere, though, folks. Click that like button. Drop a comment in the chat. What do you think of that incident? Let us know who you think's at fault. You know what I think. We'll be right back. And we're back here at the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. These guys were getting a little bit antsy on the last restart. Well, let's see how they go now as there's just 16 laps left to go this time around. Your front row, it's going to be William Robbins on the inside, Joseph Mealy on the outside. Pace truck going to take the hard left. He gets out of the way. These fans are pumped up, folks. I tell you what, they're up. They're on their feet, off their seats, into the juicy Spider restart zone. They roll. Green flag back in the air. William Robbins, your race leader. Good jump there from Robbins. He's going to cruise out front to hold on to that race lead with Joseph Mealy right behind him. Landon Bednar's still cruising in the third position, and we got a door-to-door battle for fourth between Jesse Becker and Justin Malarkey. 16 laps left to go. Becker holds them off for now as they are door-to-door. Christian Taylor doing a little bit of wall riding in the back, it looks like almost. One off pace there in the middle of the track. We are still clean and green here at Charlotte. I think these guys are trying to junk each other back here, folks. Keep an eye out. This thing is not going to stay green. Mark my words, folks. It is not going to stay green as the weapon. Kerwin Marshall cruising in the 12th position, trying to take out Steve Tucker in Junkin. Arm to the wall. There he goes. The weapon of Marshall into Tucker. Tucker saves it. Comes up the track, almost junks him. Still clean and green we go. Kerwin Marshall, we saw him get into the wall. He comes down the track, ships Steve Tucker into the grass. Tucker straight back onto the track. My, oh my, what a save there from Steve Tucker. And I don't think we've seen the end of it between these two. They might just end up junking each other. The weapon of Kerwin Marshall. He is everywhere right now. He's trying to junk some race cars. We love to see it. But we jump back out front. Your race leader, William Robbins, out of Virginia, trying to hold them off with Joseph Mealy second, and bump and run Jesse Becker taking over the third spot. Boy, I tell you what, Jesse was moments away from getting fined earlier by running like junk, but he has salvaged his night. He's cruising in the third spot, trying to bring home a podium finish here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Let's hop on board with the 23 of Jesse Becker as Landon Bednar just stuffs it into the fence. My, oh my, we got some great racing right here now between everybody on the track. These guys are racing their hearts out here at Charlotte. Meanwhile, door-to-door battle as Matthew Fleming has rebounded all the way back up into the 7th position. Matthew Fleming, man, he was just involved in that incident. He's trying to bring home a top 5 still with still 11 laps left to go. As we look around the track, closest battle on the track still between these two. Chris Essery finds a way around, sitting in the 9th position, but he gets split here. He's going to lose a couple of spots. Opplinger down low with James up high. 3 wide battle as Chris Essery is hemorrhaging spots, dropping straight to the rear. Going to be 9 laps left to go this time around. These fans haven't sat down all evening long. They are pumped up here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you go anywhere. We got the finish coming up here of the Wheels America Racing Cup Series action. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. We are back here at Charlotte. William Robbins out front by 0.7 of a second. He's trying to bring home the big win here in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Joseph Mealy in the second spot. Going to be 6 laps left to go this time around. Landon Bednar sitting in third. Jesse Becker fourth. Justin Malarkey rounding out your top 5 here tonight. So we got a battle back here between Chris Essery and Cody Keller. Essery continues to fall back through the field. This 20 machine of Chris Essery, he is just hemorrhaging spots. He wants this thing to get over with. And I'll tell you who does as well is William Robbins, a 0.7 of a second lead. This race is basically over. Make it 0.8. Meanwhile, a door-to-door battle. Landon Bednar's out of nowhere finding some speed. He's looking to take over second here. Looking at the last lap, these guys pit. William Robbins pit on lap 111. Joseph Mealy on 110. And then Landon Bednar's on 116. So Bednar's does have a slight tire advantage. And Jesse Becker also on lap 117, it appears. So Bednar's and Becker have a bit of a tire advantage on the other two up here in the top 4. But we're going to see how this plays out with just 4 laps left to go. William Robbins continues to run away as they are side by side in a battle for the second position. Joseph Mealy holds that top line, trying to keep Landon Bednar's behind him as William Robbins continues to lead. As we pull up to Hutchison Motorsports TV hard charger board, Joseph Mealy in the second position. He's gained 11 spots since the start of this race, started all the way back in the 13th position. Justin Malarkey's also gained 11 positions with J.R. Schomburg, Cody Keller also on the board. These guys are running out of time here. Going to be 2 laps left to go this time around as Jesse Becker is door to door with Landon Bednar's. Hop on board here with your 4th place car, Jesse Becker. 2 laps left to go. He's trying to get underneath the 39 of Joseph Mealy. He's going to make the pass here, so that moves Becker into 3rd. Bednar's going to take over 2nd. Becker looks to the inside of Bednar's. Can he find a way around him? It's going to be 1 lap left to go this time around. We can get to the white. Jesse Becker with the slide job for 2nd. Hopping on board with your race leader into the tri-oval. White flag in the air. No more cautions here tonight. Last lap around the speedway here at Charlotte with William Robbins, a 2.5 seconds ahead. Boy, Jesse Becker threw too big of a slide job. He goes from 2nd to 4th. Hopping on board here with these 3 battling it out. Looks like Bednar's going to hold on for the 2nd position. But out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time. William Robbins, your race leader. Clear track ahead of him. Checkered flag in the air. William Robbins wins the San Antonio Karting Complex. 2:10 here tonight. 2nd place goes to Landon Bednar's. 3rd to Joseph Mealy. What a finish there. Those top 3 were putting on a clinic, racing one another. William Robbins with his first win of the season here tonight. Has to feel pretty good, folks. We're going to do some quick driver interviews. Let's get these guys in here. Somebody get Joseph Mealy in the chat. I'm not going to wait around for him. We're going to start off, though, with the 2nd place finisher, Landon Bednar's. Let's get him in here. Landon, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what a run. You know, it looks like we had a 3-car battle there for 2nd to 4th, and you're able to bring home the 2nd place finish here tonight at Charlotte.
Yes, sir. That was actually the last couple laps. I don't even know how many, if I took any breaths. That was pretty fun.
Absolutely, and you know that caution came out, really helped you out during that green flag pit cycle, gave you a lot of track position, and you were able to hold on, bring home a big podium finish here tonight.
Yes, sir. I actually got very lucky with that. I was getting ready to gamble with 2, and as soon as I hit pit road, I saw that caution. I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and take 4 while I'm here.
Yeah, well, definitely worked out, and you definitely showed some speed there in the last handful of laps in that 3-car battle you guys put on.
It was. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless on that last run.
But hey, you did a great job. I guess that's really all I got for you. Before you head out, you got any shout outs or anything to add for our fans watching at home?
I mean, definitely shout out to Robbins for his win, for the team. All of our sponsors on the team, Flim, Dog, San Antonio Karting Complex, Wheels America, Waces Sim, Southern Diesel, Wise Out Wash, and especially Wheels America for sponsoring the league and our team as well.
Absolutely. Well, hey, once again, congratulations. Big podium finish here in the San Antonio Karting Complex 210 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Thanks, sir.
Landon Bednar's bringing home the second place finish. Well, let's get our third place finisher in. Looks like he is available. Joseph Mealy. Joseph, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great run for you. You guys were putting on a clinic out there between you, Jesse, and Landon, and you ended up bringing home third place finish.
Yeah, that was a fun battle with those guys, and it's nice we could keep it clean and race as hard as we did there for a second. I mean, William had us covered, so congrats to him. He did a great job.
Yeah, what were you thinking when that caution comes out there at the end of that long green flag run? It definitely appeared to help you out.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it definitely helped me out. I took 4. I think a lot of guys took 2, but I was out there just a few laps too long, and I just didn't feel confident pitting and getting myself back in the mess, and I didn't think I could come back up through the pack, so I stayed out and didn't have the tires at the end, and it is what it is. It was still a fun race. I had a blast.
Absolutely. You put on a clinic out there. It was fun watching you guys battle there those last 10 laps or so. But before you head out, got any shout outs or anything for our fans watching at home tonight?
Yeah, for sure. All the fans watching. Appreciate everybody who comes out here and supports everybody in the field. Appreciate my grandparents, my mom who are watching, and appreciate it, like always, all the great guys that we get to race with every week and all the people that put this league on and make it happen. Can't say enough about everybody. It's a really, really great group of guys.
Well, absolutely. Again, congratulations. Big podium finish here tonight. That should definitely give you some momentum as we hit the middle stretch of the season coming up.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to seeing what it brings, and hopefully it's just a lot more fun racing like tonight.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations. Third place finish, Joseph Mealy.
Thank you, man.
Good run for Joseph, but folks, it is time for the star of the show. And sorry, I got the wrong graphic up here. I thought I had the podium, but I have the starting grid. So hang on. Let me fix that first. There we go. There's the race podium. So take a look. There's your podium. You see Joseph Mealy in third, Landon Bednar second, and tonight's winner. It is time to interview him. Ladies and gentlemen, William Robbins. Let's get him in here. William, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Blake.
Hey, what a run for you. A big turn of events there in the last, 30 laps or so, and you end up inheriting the race lead, and you run away with it there as they battled for second, and you bring home a big win here at Charlotte.
Oh, man, fun race. Yeah, definitely, man, I didn't know what was going to happen there. That caution came out right after we cycled through green flag stops, and I thought for sure that was going to just ruin the strategy. But, man, got a good jump there on the restart. The 2 tires held up way better than I expected. The car really stuck to the track, especially being out in clean air. Really think having the clean air was the difference. And I ran behind Frankie there for a long time in stage 2 and just couldn't get a run to make any kind of move. I think clean air was key.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that happen a couple times when guys got in clean air. They were able to kind of run away with it, but you took big advantage of the late caution there and brought home a big win. That's really about all I got, though. You got any shout-outs or anything to add for our fans watching at home before we round out the night?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely, first and foremost, shout out to my wife for letting me, spend my time doing this on Monday nights. So shout out to her. And then shout out to Team Flagship. Obviously, want to shout out the paint, the sponsor, Southern Diesel Solutions. Shout out to those guys. Just the Flim Dogs League in general, Fleming for putting this on, and then Fleming again for letting me race on his crew. So shout out to Landon too, man. Strong P2 there.
Absolutely. When that caution came out, Landon, he was probably the biggest beneficiary of the caution, and I wasn't really sure if he was going to hang on up there, but he definitely did. He showed some speed and he battled with those guys and brought home second place.
Yeah, he did. I think I got to thank him a little bit. He's back there racing, Joseph and those guys, and gives me a chance to kind of pull away.
Absolutely, definitely helped out. But hey, once again, congratulations, William Robbins, your race winner here in the San Antonio Complex 210 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. What a finish there, though, folks. These guys put on a clinic out there. We had a little bit of a stretch of cautions in the middle of the race, but boy, we had some great racing there the last, 30 laps or so. And those guys were putting on a clinic through the field. But William Robbins gets the job done, brings home the big win. What a finish, though. Once again, folks, I'm just speechless there. William Robbins, I did not really expect him to win this race, but he definitely had the speed at the end, and he pulled away from him, brings home the big win. Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure, click that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, and watch this intro outro video that our friends over at Juicy Spider Studios made for us, folks. If you are looking for any kind of video work, 3D modeling, anything basically, Juicy Spider Studios, you can hit them up on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. Juicy Spider Studios, I'll type it in the chat. That's the best way to get a hold of them. They are the best in the business. Trust me. But that's all we got here tonight, folks. We're going to be off tomorrow night, and we're going to be back here Wednesday night. 2 streams going on at once. I'm going to be doing the Superstar ARCA Cup Series while Jesse and Christian are on the call with the GLSR Mr. Radiator Cup. That'll be their season finale race. So you're not going to want to miss either of those here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV on Wednesday night. But that's going to round things out here, though, folks. Appreciate you tuning in. I am the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, up in the booth, and we'll see you next time.
Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God.
World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.